Argentina: 128-year-old man claims he's Hitler. Authorities find Nazi trove. An allegedly 128-year-old man in Salta, Argentina has announced he is in fact former Nazi leader Adolf Hitler and has spent the last 7 years in hiding. While his claims stretched the bounds of believability to breaking point, they coincide with the discovery of a trove of Nazi memorabilia in the country. Speaking in an interview with local media, the naturalized German immigrant explains he arrived in 1945 with a passport, allegedly a forgery produced by the Gestapo at the conclusion of World War II, identifying him as Hermann Gunterberg. Hermann Gunterberg, Argentina: 128-year-old man claims he is Adolf Hitler. He said he decided to emerge from his extended period in hiding as Mossad, the Israeli Secret Service, officially abandoned their policy of pursuing Nazi war criminals in 2016. Much of Mossad's early work involved the capture of former Nazis hiding in Latin America with the kidnap of Zyklon B procurator Adolf Eichmann in 1960, a particularly famous example. He intends to publish an autobiography in September and restore his public image. I've been blamed for a lot of crimes I've never committed. Because of that, I've had to spend more than half of my life hiding from Jews, so I've had my punishment already. I've been depicted as a bad guy only because we lost the war. When people read my side of the story, it will change the way they perceive me, Kanderberg or Hitler said. While mainstream media historians universally concur Hitler committed suicide April 3, 1945 in the Führerbunker Berlin, as the Red Army ran raucous over the German capital, some alternative chroniclers have suggested the Führer may have escaped to Latin America as so many other Nazis did at the conclusion of the war. In July 2016, Abel Basti published a revised edition of Hitler in Exile. He suggested the fallen Führer fled to Argentina, where he then lived for 10 years before moving to Paraguay, under the protection of dictator Alfredo Stroessner, who had German roots. Basti says Hitler died February 3, 1971 in Paraguay. Predictably, few believed the old man's story, including his wife of 55 years, Angela Martinez. She suggests his shocking claims that are the product of dementia, and her husband never mentioned Hitler or the Nazis until 2015 when he began exhibiting symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. At most, she thinks her husband may have been a Nazi who feels guilty about his past. Sometimes he would forget who I was and where he was. He looked like he was in trance and he would start talking about Jews and demons. Then he'd come back to normal, she said. Nazi artifacts. Purely coincidentally, mere days after Günterberg, Hitler made his astonishing assertion, Argentinian police found a veritable hoard of Nazi artifacts in a home in Becar, Buenos Aires, potentially the largest collection of National Socialist relics identified in the country's history. Items include a bust relief of Adolf Hitler, magnifying glasses in boxes, and a medical device to measure head sizes. Argentinian Security Minister Patricia Bullrich said some of the pieces were accompanied by photos, including a photo negative of Hitler with one of the magnifying glasses, not released to the public. Authorities believe this was a means of making them more attractive to collectors, showing they were once used by the Führer. Ariel Cohen-Chapman, president of the Argentine Jewish Association's delegation, said the find was irrefutable evidence that following World War II, the doors were open in Argentina for top-notch figures. Local law enforcement agents followed the collector and raided his home on June 8 with a judicial order, finding a large bookshelf in his study that gave way to a secret passageway leading to a room crammed with Nazi iconography. Sale of Nazi memorabilia is prohibited in Argentina as in many other countries in the world. Moreover, no mainstream auction house in the world will sell such mementos, and eBay has strict rules on sales. This was Sputnik article.